Welcome to Faurot Field in Columbia, Missouri, home of the Mizzou Tigers. The stadium is quiet now, but on a half a dozen Saturdays each fall, these stands are filled, and Faurot Field rocks with the excitement of Tiger football. Hello, I'm Dave Hart, Mizzou's Director of Intercollegiate Athletics. During the next half hour, you'll get a taste of that excitement, courtesy of MFA Incorporated and MFA Oil Company. MFA is proud to provide the products and services that help farmers grow. Now sit back and get ready for the best in college football with Coach Warren Powers and the Mizzou Tigers.
Activity as students begin the annual fall ritual of college life. It is a time for renewing friendships and recounting vacation adventures. It is a time for adjusting to the demands of academic life. During the week, an empty Faurot Field waits, silently anticipating the Saturday explosion.
Go, baby, let's go! Go, Mizzou, all right!
Each year, the Tigers of Mizzou thrilled their fans with stunning upsets and hard-fought victories. But in 1981, the Tigers would be severely tested. A young squad, thinned by graduating seniors, would gain its experience the hard way. In the heat of battle, for the Tigers of Mizzou, 1981 would be a year of challenge. In the beginning, they were an unknown quantity. A small nucleus of seniors headed a roster of strange names and unfamiliar faces. But opposing teams quickly discovered that the Tigers' lack of experience was painfully deceptive. This Tiger squad played with the enthusiasm and gut-level desire that characterizes every Missouri team. Exhilarating victories and painful defeats marked the 1981 season. But in the end, this young team emerged with a calm assurance of experienced veterans.
Bring the ball back now. Let's go, man. Let's go. Oh, that's the way to catch it.
The Missouri coaching staff had mixed emotions coming into the 81 season. 7 of their departing seniors had joined Kellen Winslow, Roger Worley, and 9 of the former Tigers in the NFL. As a former pro himself, head coach Warren Powers was pleased with the success of his departing players. But their absence meant that some key positions would have to be filled with young, untested players. And in college football, inexperience is always followed by a big question mark.
When you have a large graduating senior class, you have those young, hungry players that are behind them that eventually could be better than the players that you lost. You just don't know about them. The fans don't know about them. We as coaches really don't know what they can do, how far they can go and develop as a football team.
Junior flanker James Caver was a good example of that kind of development. As a walk-on, number 82 knew that it would take more than just a good performance.
Being a walk-on, you have to work harder, you have to hustle. Hustle. And you can't give up, you just got to keep on it, because something sooner or later is going to break.
And things did break for Caver, as he finished number 2 in the Big 8 in receptions and brought Mizzou fans to their feet with his heart-stopping punt and kickoff returns.
After a couple years, I've got my scholarship, and everything worked out. They gave me the chance, and it just finally came through for me.
Number 17, Kirtland Thomas, was a sophomore flanker who also got the adrenaline flowing in Missouri fans with his aerial snags in heavy traffic. Junior tight end Andy Gibbler won his starting role as a freshman and has never relinquished it. In 1981, Andy moved into the number 4 slot among all-time Tiger receivers with 76 catches for 837 yards.
The guy's going to drop off. The ball's kicked this way. If the ball's kicked on this side, that man's going to drop off.
That's it. Don't rough him.
The Big 8 Conference is undoubtedly the best in the nation, and to compete successfully, a team must achieve excellence in every aspect of the game. To accomplish this, Warren Powers has assembled an outstanding coaching staff, men who know that the seeds of victory are planted in practice, film sessions, and individual counseling. It is a job that requires the patience of a teacher and the understanding of a psychologist.
Well, the number one thing we try to do is to get the kids so that they are familiar with what they have to do on a Saturday afternoon, relax them because they do get keyed up, and build a little confidence in them and turn them loose.
As running back coach, Bill Thornton was hit especially hard by the graduation of superstar James Wilder. But in the backfield, there were a couple of Tigers eager to get their hands on the pigskin. Senior Bob Meyer finished his career with a bang, leading all Mizzou rushers with 800 yards and 6 touchdowns. Number 20 was equally effective coming out of the backfield, finishing 3rd on the reception list and picking up 2 more touchdowns via the pass route. Quickness, good lateral movement, and breakaway speed make sophomore George Shorthose a dangerous threat on every carry. In the next 2 years, George could become one of the outstanding running backs in the Big 8 Conference. Life in the trenches is rough, but All-American center Brad Adelman has thrived in this valley of crunch during the past 4 years. For Brad and the other seniors, their final year was an opportunity to provide more than just a fine performance on the gridiron.
I feel that we have a little control, not control in the sense of making people do things, but as an influential control on the team. It's nice to have worked for 3 years and to be in this position and know that what we do can influence a team to a certain extent. It's a good feeling.
Throughout its long history, Mizzou has always had a proud tradition of winning football. But in maintaining that tradition, the university has kept its priorities in proper perspective.
The coach and his staff have to realize what their responsibilities are. The young man is at the university first to get an education, not just a degree, but an education and graduate. 2, I think then you take the young man and develop his athletic skills and utilize them on the football field. I think as a coach takes the priorities of why the athlete is in school and then go from there, I think you can have tremendous positive effects on the young man's growth potential.
We bring a youngster in here, and number one, I think our whole university wants him to get an education. And we want him to get a degree. We want him to get what the parents want him to get when he comes here. We want him to have an experience in football that he really never forgets.
Missouri is one of the finest academic institutions in the country. In fact, I classify Missouri as one of the class schools, not only in the Big 8, but the class school academically across the country.
Missouri provides more than just lip service to academics. It has made a strong commitment to ensure that Mizzou athletes have every opportunity to succeed in the classroom.
I personally have no qualms about the amount of money we spend on the academic services we provide for our student athletes here at the University of Missouri. We have 3 full-time counselors. We have numerous and numerous tutors in every field of endeavor. We take and place special emphasis on our freshmen, their study habits, their study hall, the things that we need to do for them. That's not to mention the emphasis that we place on academic services to all our athletes.
Senior defensive captain Van Darko has maintained an A average at Missouri and was named a first-team academic All-American. For Van, the classroom is like the playing field. Both demand consistent effort.
Just like football is, you've got to work at it a little bit every day. And if you do that, when it comes to game time, you're ready to play. The same is true with your studies. If you put a little bit of time in every day, work at it, when it comes to the test, and you already know it.
When number 48 wasn't hitting the books, he was hitting opponents as he led the team in total tackle. All-American tackle Jeff Gaylord, number 61, spent most of his time in the enemy backfield, crushing offensive attacks with frightening intensity. Number 99, Randy Joseph, was equally intimidating, shutting down plays before they could ever develop. Strong safety Kevin Potter, number 18, was the only veteran in the defensive secondary, and his experience was obvious as he always seemed to know where the play was going before it ever got there. On the playing field, cornerback Demetrius Johnson from St. Louis was fearless. But when number 29 first came to Columbia, he was apprehensive about the transition from a big city to a small town. He quickly discovered that there was nothing to fear.
I thought it was going to be a big problem because St. Louis is a big city and Columbia is very small, but it wasn't. It was very friendly how the people really treated you here. They have a lot of parties and people really go out and just go out their way to try to treat you right.
The transition from high school is amazing. I went to a really little tiny high school and I didn't know anyone when I came here, and it's great. I mean, people are just so friendly. That's why I'm here.
The relaxed, down-home atmosphere of the Mizzou campus is conducive to both academic and social development. And although the students come from different backgrounds, on a football Saturday, they unite in a common cause.
Everyone seems like a big family. The team goes out there to win for you, and you're out there cheering for them. And it's just like you work together, and when they're down on the field and you're out there screaming for them, it seems like you can't go wrong when you're doing that.
I don't think I can think of anywhere that I've ever been that the excitement is like it is in that stadium. And everybody's there for one purpose, and that's to see the Tigers win.
There is nothing to compare to the color, pageantry, and excitement of a Missouri football game. But for opponents, an afternoon at Faurot Field can seem like a lifetime, a fact that Kansas State discovered on October 10th. The Wildcats were bombed by an explosive Missouri offense that racked up 21 unanswered points before the first quarter was half over. Quarterback Mike Hyde dissected the state secondary with the precision of a skilled surgeon, hitting 15 of 25 for 202 yards and 1 touchdown.
What do you think about an 80 smoke on first down? Hey, George.
High above the field, the Mizzou coaches analyzed the action, supplying the sideline with vital information from their strategic vantage point.
Post, same thing, sack. Oh, I got it. That's just a good job. Gaylord came from the outside. 33.
An aggressive Tiger defense swarmed all over the Wildcats, forcing 6 turnovers, 4 of which resulted in Missouri touchdowns. When State challenged with a score in the third quarter, Mizzou responded with a 60-yard march to the 1-yard line and a nod to Bob Meyer.
First and goal at the 1 is Hyde. Brings Thomas in motion from left to right, handing off to Meyer over the right side. Touchdown! Bob Meyer from 1 yard out.
The Tigers continued to run as moments later, Jeff Gaylord forced a safety, setting up a 46-yard gallop by James Caver on the ensuing free kick. Then sophomore Tracy Mack took a pitch out and weaved his way to pay dirt. At the final gun, the score was a staggering 58-13. This young Missouri squad was now 5-0 as they approached the midpoint of the season. The Iowa State Cyclones burst Missouri's bubble on October 17th, but the Tigers had little time to mourn the loss. The following week, one of their arch rivals was coming to town, and it would not be a social call. In their previous 2 games, the Cornhuskers of Nebraska had averaged over 700 yards of offense per game. Mizzou would slice that figure in half. For over 59 minutes, a stubborn Tiger defense shut down the Husker offensive machine. For over 59 minutes, most of the nation watched the valiant Mizzou defenders fight off repeated Nebraska assaults. But the Huskers finally scored with less than 25 seconds remaining. And with time running out, the Tigers made one last attempt. But on this afternoon, it was not to be.
Two more, come on. One more, Ron, come on. Come on, you get it. That's it, Ron, good set.
The strength program at Missouri has played a significant role in the Tigers' success in recent years. The facilities at Mizzou are among the finest in the nation, but the modern equipment does more than just build bulging biceps. The conditioning regimen develops stamina, improves endurance, and most important, reduces injuries. Working in conjunction with the strength program is the Tigers' training table, where Mizzou athletes always receive a balanced, nutritious meal. This private dining facility gives the players a chance to relax among themselves and develop the closeness and the camaraderie that are such necessary elements in a winning program. On November 14th, Missouri fans filed into Faurot Field for the last home game of the season. But this was not just any game. On this day, the Tigers would settle a score that had been building for some time. On this day, Warren Power's young team would take the Oklahoma Sooners to task and give them a lesson in gridiron character. The Sooners took a 7-3 lead late in the first quarter. But on the next series, Mizzou responded with an 80-yard scoring drive, sparked by the passing of quarterback Brad Perry and a dazzling catch by Kirtland Thomas. Another leaping grab by Thomas set up the next Mizzou score. A 23-yard field goal by place kicker Bob Lucchese. The Oklahoma offense spent much of its time going backwards as Mizzou defenders smothered any attempt at movement. Demetrius Johnson showed his leaping ability late in the third quarter with an interception that set up yet another Mizzou drive. George Shorthose started it with a 32-yard blast down the right side. Then Bob Meyer, in his last game at Faurot Field, fought his way into the end zone from 20 yards out. Mizzou fans were going crazy. They didn't even blink when the Tigers missed a two-point conversion. Leading 19-7, this game belonged to Missouri. But Lady Luck seemed to have other ideas. With less than 2 minutes showing, a tipped Oklahoma pass spun into the arms of a wide-open Sooner. A suddenly silent Mizzou crowd stared in disbelief as an onside kick took a high bounce, then into the arms of a waiting Sooner. Twice, fate had sneered at the Tigers. Now an icy fear crept up the spine of the Mizzou fans as they held their breath. The game was on the line, and it was up to the defense to save it. 4 times the Sooners went to the air. 4 times they came away empty. Faurot Field erupted with a surge of pure, unadulterated joy. This young, developing Mizzou squad had shown the eventual Sun Bowl winners that it would take more than luck to overcome the Tigers on this day of triumph. In his 4 years as head coach, Warren Powers had produced 4 winning teams and 4 bowl appearances. This year, the Tigers would travel south to meet Southern Mississippi in the Tangerine Bowl. A week in sunny South Florida was a welcome reward for the Tigers, and the team had a chance to relax before the season finale. But as trainer Freddie Waffle helped prepare the squad for this final challenge of '81, the mood had shifted. Mizzou was facing a formidable opponent in Southern Mississippi. The Golden Eagles led the nation in scoring defense, yielding a stingy 8 points per game. But a fired-up Missouri offense would more than double that figure, sparked by a 51-yard touchdown drive late in the first quarter. Jeff Smith took a moment to find the handle, then slammed the throttle down as he exploded for a 56-yard kickoff return to set up Mizzou's next score, a 45-yard field goal by walk-on place kicker Bob Lucchese. But it was the gritty Mizzou defenders that sealed the fate of the Golden Eagles, clipping their wings with a swarming defense, a defense that had been the foundation of the Tigers' 8-4 season. MVP honors crowned an outstanding performance by Jeff Gaylord in his final game as a Tiger. And it was only fitting that number 61 would crush a last-minute threat by the Eagles with back-to-back sacks. This victory was the third in 4 bowl appearances by the Tigers under Warren Powers. His young Mizzou squad finished the year with the pride and the poise that distinguishes every Missouri team. They had met the challenge of '81.
This year, 2 outstanding Mizzou athletes, Jeff Gaylord and Brad Edelman, joined the ranks of Tiger All-Americans. America's Family Farmers are members of another All-American team, and MFA Incorporated and MFA Oil are proud of their accomplishments. Our farmers lead the world in efficient production and never fail to provide abundant food supplies at reasonable prices. MFA is supplying the products and services which the family farmer needs to get the job done.